What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
And I'm Curtis.
And in the vibes, y'all seen the picture. Y'all back for another episode of Rise. Don't kill me, y'all. It's a light panel today. My brothers are working extra hard. Ty's doing a movie. Nas is doing a movie. So they haven't really even been in town. Everyone else is doing overtime shifts and everything, just trying to really prepare for the concert. If y'all been following our journey, I know we kind of just jumped out the window and was like, we're going to the concert. So a lot of real life shit is happening and people are just trying to prepare for us to be able to be relaxed when we're in Vegas and not have to struggle for anything when we out there. But yeah, other than that, you good?
Yeah, no, we cool. Just thanks for all the constant love and support. Regardless of the things we're going through, the things you're going through. Just you guys keep coming back, keep supporting us, keep commenting, liking, sharing. Just everything that you guys are doing to support us. Just know that we're gonna double down and give that back to you twice as much as we can.
Yep. Another thing too, as far as like BTS content and stuff like that, guys. Trust me, we will get to everything, and I know everybody has like some favorite tracks and other stuff they want to get into. Just know we will slowly be going right back into the BU, I think, with Reflection and everything like that. And it's live performances that we still haven't got to. I think it's Blue and Gray and a couple other tracks that we want to react to before we head out to the concert, just in case they play those songs and we haven't heard them. So this month I'm gonna try my best to dump as much content on y'all. But as far as requests and other stuff go, just know we're trying to handle as much as we can before the concert, because essentially we're gonna be going for like 5 or 6 days. But I'm gonna work it out so where you guys are still gonna have content regardless. It's gonna be like we're not going. So just be patient with me a little bit this month. I'm not gonna sleep to make sure everything gets taken care of. I'll take a nap on a plane ride to Vegas. And we'll handle the situation like that. But other than that, I'm good. We good?
Yeah.
Let's jump right into Pop Pipers.
Top 5 for sure.
Gotcha. The trigger warnings. You saw that?
어제 체크를 해야 된다고 하면서 비행기 전비상 생활하면 굉장히 많은 소리가 납니다.
일로 왔네? 없다! 설명서가 없다. 설명서 없이 할 수 있을 것 같아. 공부하는 느낌이 되죠. 좋아서 하자. 어느 날 다르게 길고 긴 편지를
네. 아, 고정한 것 같아.
너보다 화나지 않지만 작은 촛불을 켰어. 어스름한 공원에 노래하는 이름 모를세. Where are you? 좋아서! Oh yeah. 좋아!
누가? KK? 너 단살 형 무시하고 그러면 안 돼.
야, 촬영하는데 왜 게임을 해? 그랬다며요. 아, 진짜. 자, 레몬 영광으로 들어가 있습니다. 핑. 형, 중요한 걸 알려드리러 왔습니다. 뭘 알려주시러? 전 녹음이 끝났어요.
아, 너 끝났어?
네. 형, 이제 형 걸 하시면 됩니다.
아, 우리 가서 응원을 좀 해봐야지.
오케이.
오늘도 난 적당히 살아가 발맞춰 적당히 달아가 태양은 숨을 막히고 세상은 날 팔가벗겨놔 난
열려고
다음에는 이겼으면 좋겠다. 이겼으면 좋겠다.
저는 여기 왜냐면 형이 사비를 이렇게 한꺼번에 다 부르는 거 없잖아요. 그래서 저는 그냥 여기를 그냥 형 보컬을 좋아하는 사람들한테 그냥 형을 보여주고자 그냥
새벽은 지나가고 저 달의 잠이 들고 함께했던 불빛이
나이 여러분.
That was nice. Always give it from there. Yeah, that song was beautiful as shit.
That was such a.
Spank his foot out with these voices.
좋아요.
It's wonderful, like the nerves. It's so, like you said, somber and soothing.
아 원래 진짜 잘 안 돌아다니는데 꼭 가보고 싶긴 했고 너무 많더라고 악기랑 장비들. 이거 한국에 없거든요. 이거 구할 수도 없어가지고. 맨날 올 것 같아. 그래서 한국 미국 살. 안 좋고 이게 쩔어 여기 진짜 미쳤다니까 이게. 아 그만 좀 없다. 뭐 제가 저 혼자만 쓰는 게 아니라서 여기서 이제 갈수 조금 안 할 예정이고 또 너무 주변으로 하면 이제 다른 사람이 이제 그렇게 쓸 수가 없으니까 그래서 옆쪽에 다 타공을 하고 하면 어떨까 생각을 했는데 조립이 되면 다시 이야기해봐야 되는데 이거 한 4분의 1밖에 안 되지 않나? 저는 작업실이 그냥 길다는 게 이거는 한 몇 달 동안 거기서 작업 안 하고 그냥 인터넷 작업하고 귀찮아. 왜냐면 나 거기 살겠는데 거기 이거를
좋은 음악을 만드는 일이 마냥 좋지만은 않을 때가 있다. 어렵다.
That's amazing.
지치고 그리고 외롭다. 하지만 그렇게 만든 곡이 사람들을 더 행복하게 한다.
와, 할 게 너무 많다. 너무 많아서 뭐부터 해야 될지 모르겠다. 곡을 쓰고 작업을 할 때 뭐 언제 영감을 받아요, 뭐 언제 막 생각이 나요. 막 근데 사실 딱히 막 할 말이 없거든요. 왜냐면 평소에 그냥 생각하는 것들, 지나가면서 보는 것들 다 메모를 하고 어떤 생각을 했지. 불과 뭐 한 달, 1년, 길게는 3년, 5년 전 그렇게 작업을 시작을 하는 것 같아. 2006년 내가 초등학교 6학년 당시 이 곡을 들으면서 그래 나도 랩을 하겠어 라고 했던 게 나의 꿈이 되었고 나의 전부가 되었고 나의 인생이 되었고 그리고 지금의 나를 만들어줬던 것 같다.
그때 기억해 내 키보다 훨씬 더 컸던 갈색 피아노 그게 나를 끌때
저는 대구에서 작업 녹음 스튜디오에서 일하는 사람이었고
안 될 거다. 뭐 그런 거 막 음악 같은 거 하다가 막 집안 거덜낸다. 뭐 이런 이야기 수도 없이 많이 들었습니다. 뭐 제가 뭐 중1 때부터 얘기 들으면서 그다음에 뭐 2010년 제가 대구에서 서울로 오게 된
음악을 한다라는 할 수 있는 게 많이 사실 되게 자부심이 있던 사람들이었던 것 같아요.
곡을 잘 만듭니다.
아는 게 너무 많아서 모르는 게 없어. 물어보면 다 알아. 근데 또 다른 면으로는 또 연습실에서 막 연습하는 거 보면 멋있다.
되게 멤버들 안 챙겨주는 척 하면서 은근히 챙겨주는 그런 게 있어요. 휴가! 無理せずたまには弱音も吐いていいよ。メンバーみんなで支え合って。だから君は僕たち防弾の誇りです。そして必ずメンバーとファンのみんなと一緒に伝説を作ろう。
After saving with customized car insurance from Liberty Mutual, I customized everything. Like Marco's backpack.
이거 하야?
Hold on, and I don't normally even do this, but I think that was so decent. That fucking the whole sugar. It's okay to be, you know, like just chill sometimes. Like we'll support you during your weak moments and stuff. And the whole sometimes he acts like he doesn't care, but like he cares the most and stuff all like that. And them showing him like fixing each other, making sure like they was good and everything all like that. Because sometimes Suge can seem reserved sometimes, but I like that whole exchange.
That was incredibly special, and they're timing it with the first love, the piano, him being in the studio, him talking about his struggles, everything like that, and then literally addressing like sometimes the thoughts from a month ago, 3 months ago, 5 years ago, whatever, as far as like his artistic process, and we know he makes beats and does all this other incredible stuff too. So it's just like all those facets of your artistry, and this is hands down the most I think we've ever seen
behind the studios in the
studio talking about it, like just talking about even assigning vocals and like where you would kind of pick things up, like I don't have a set part for you or anything like that. It's just more so like just kind of seeing what we can bring to it.
And that was V being vocal, like just like I think he was talking about Jen, just like yo, let his vocal shine here. And shout out to Suge again, man. A lot of people would have had someone just kind of set the studio up and would have came when everything was kind of said and done. They looked like they were propping stuff up, setting it up, but he was in there drilling shit, doing everything, setting up the things and everything all like that. So
and even on top of that too, they said it was like a quarter,
1/4 of the size of the original.
And it's just I don't know what it is, but there's something about art and the hands down the standout statement was when he said art is painful and everything like that. It comes from a place of a lot of sadness and everything, but that's where the art really shines. Like that's where something turns beautiful, and it's even therapeutic in a way, turning something that is sad and grief into a beautiful product and just kind of having that outlet. And they definitely seem to fully embrace that.
Yeah, and I'm glad he was able to prove people wrong too. The whole if you keep doing music, your family will go bankrupt, you're never gonna make it, and then just him moving, chasing his dream, and then at this point just having everybody look stupid as shit for ever even doubting him.
Funny, I'm not even gonna make this like a long tangent or anything, but just one of the most relatable movies of all time is probably It's a Wonderful Life. And I've rarely, if ever, seen a movie that took someone who had dreams and had every facet of their life steer them away from their dreams. It was like, I'm gonna leave tomorrow. Oh no, but now so and so's sick. Now we gotta pay medical bills. Now you gotta handle the family business. You gotta do this, and it's just all these like 6 or 7 different aspects of keeping someone locked in that cage when they have that artistic like desire to break through, to shine through. And it just, the way he put that was so relatable. And on top of that, and then you're echoing that with saying it's okay to be weak, it's okay to show your emotion and everything, and you have, on stage in front of thousands upon thousands of people. That like that's got to be both so humbling and so like just seeing that side of everything, like that's insane.
Yeah. Also too, before we jump back into it, I think that was Jimin talking about it, and he was bigging up Suge and just basically was like, there's no aspects of music that he doesn't know or understand already, and was talking about his training regimen and just things that he has to do, prepare and stuff and everything. I love to see people big up in other people, like within like their group or whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? It's just almost like sometimes you don't see that nowadays. It's kind of so much hate and everything in groups. It's always like jealousy in groups and kind of other things that kind of sneak into people's minds. But I really just love with BTS. Everything is just so pure and everything. It just all comes from love.
And it felt like that for the entire process. Like they're literally, I believe, on tour of some kind or on the road, to be packing up and moving everything, and they're still bringing their music equipment. Arden was like kind of stressing out because he had forgot something, or he thought he had, and then the manual, and then setting it up, and as all the various cables and everything. Like I'm terrible with technology and everything like that, but you would just think a celebrity of that status, even back then, just like, bring me the manual, or have someone kind of set this up. I'm gonna go right, or I'm gonna do this.
I've never seen them use their clout, bro, for anything.
Like, and it's the most subtle of ways. It's not an attention drawing thing or anything like that. Like it really is just them, like the entire time. And I know that might even sound perhaps cliche, but it's just like it's entirely true and transparent, like how they are. But all that to say that just, you know, this is hands down one of my favorite things that I've seen up to this point, at least as far as behind the scenes and just the writing process and everything.
This already is up there for one of my favorite episodes of Rod.
And you can't call it Pied Piper from me and have Suge playing the piano with First Love and everything.
I'm good. We could jump back in, y'all. I'm
sorry.
If it was ever times to be pausing, because I know some of y'all want us to pause for stuff, I thought this might have been a good break to get our clip off. But let's jump back in.
깨잊고 있었던 널 다시 마주했던 듯 14살 무렵 어색도 잠시 다시 널 어루만졌지 긴 시간 떠나 있어도 절대 거부감 없이 날 받아줬던 너 Without you I'm nothing 새벽을 지나서 둘이서 함께 맞는 아침 영원히 넌 나의 손을 놓지 마 나도 다시 널 놓지 않을 테니까
몇 년을 하고 몇 년을 무대를 할지 모르겠지만 분명 지금 이렇게 해온 시간 그러니까 더 많은 시간을 분명히 응원을 할 거고 무대를 할 건데 기꺼이 좀 나가야 돼.
박살나놓게 자꾸 말했지 나도 이상이 진짜 못하겠다고 포기하고 싶던 그때마다 곁에서 난 말했지 생각 너는 진짜 할 수 있다고 그래 그때 기억해 주시고 방황했었던 절망의 깊은 수렁에 빠졌던 그때 내가 널 밀어내고 널 만난 거 원망했던 널 꿋꿋이 내 곁을 지켰지 말은 또 그러니 절대 너는 내 손을 놓지 마 두 번 다시 내가 널 놓지 않을 테니까 나의 탄생 그리고 내 삶의 끝 그 모든 걸 지켜봐 너일 테니까 내 기억에 있어 함께 내 자리 잡은 가슴 피어 어려적 집안에 있어 함께 내 자리 잡은 가슴 피어
그냥 이 모든 것들이 그냥 당연하게 생각 안 하지만 이제 더 다른 목표들이 생긴 거죠. 처음에는 성공이 하고 싶었고 돈도 벌고 싶었고 이상하게 유명해지고 싶다는 생각은 별로 없었던 것 같아요. 저는 선천적으로 그러니까 성격 자체가 혼자 있는 거를 좋아하고 소명의식 이런 거는 없었고 방탄소년단이라는 팀을 하고 점점 바뀌었죠. 어떻게 하면 더 좋은 음악을 하고 싶고 더 좋은 무대를 하고 싶고
지금 완벽한 가수, 완벽한 민유기가 된다기보다는 모든 여러분들과 함께 지금 이 순간을 돌아봤을 때 정말 멋있고 괜찮은 사람이었다 라는 말을 듣는 게 저희 목표이고요.
스타일리스트 분들께서 뭐 옷을 자꾸 고르시고 있길래 왜요? 뭐 있어요? 아니 너희들 빌보드 가는 것 때문에 잠시만 뭐라고요? 아니 빌보드 가는 것 때문에 에?
아이돌 그룹 방탄소년단이 빌보드 시상식에 후보로 이름을 올렸습니다.
한국 가수로는 유일하게 올해 이 시상식 후보가 된 건데요. 또 한 번의 기록을 만들어낼 수 있을지 이목이 집중되고 있습니다.
I'm going to admit I've never heard of them before today. How huge are they?
저희가 스트레스 왔어요. 어떡해 너무 떨려요. 아이 할래 만나지 말고 나중에 누가 부르는
Some people say, oh, the BTS fans are cheating. No, we just go ham. What don't you understand? We don't play games. We don't play games. We're used to this lifestyle, this kind of like battling other groups. But if you put a K-pop group against other artists that are not K-pop, you done did it. You opened Pandora's box. We gonna go all in. It's not just BTS fans, I feel like. It's K-pop fans in general. Because it's just a good opportunity to show off how powerful K-pop can be.
실제 지금 우리 팬 여러분께서 굉장히 열심히 투표를 BTS DNA 말하는 게 뭐냐면 결국 사실 우리 아미들이 만들어준 거예요. 그렇죠?
The event will be the K-pop superstars first US red carpet. Please guys, don't stop voting. Hashtag BBMAS. Vote for BTS.
Last time I checked, we had about 130 million votes.
BTS,
Okay, so this is them. These are the people that have been controlling my entire timeline on Twitter and Facebook for literally weeks.
소셜 미디어 상의 인기 지표를 나타내는 소셜 50이라는 차트가 있는데요. 방탄소년단은 2016년 10월에 이 차트에 처음으로 등장했습니다. 10월 첫 등장부터 1위로 이름을 올렸습니다. 총 69주에서 60주 1위에 이름을 올리고 현재도 1위의 자리를 유지하고 있습니다.
Hi everyone. 오케이. 저 여기 라스베가스에 왔습니다, 여러분. 빌보드! 우! 매일 이제 빌보드인데 너무 좀 약간 긴장도 많이 되고 그리고 엄청 덥대요. 뭐 바깥에서 이제 카펫이 진행이 되는데 35도라고 합니다. 그래서 질식사하지 않을까. 내일 저희 멋있게 나갈 거니까 여러분 기대해주세요.
빌보드 측에서 방탄소년단을 집계에 포함시켰다는 것은 소셜미디어에서 방탄소년단의 언급량이 글로벌 스타드가 견주었을 때도 유의미한 결과를 보이고 있다고 판단했기 때문일 겁니다. 그러나 소셜미디어 활용을 모든 결과의 비결로 꼽는 것에 의문이 드는 것도 역시 사실입니다. 그렇다면 대체 방탄소년단의 성공 비결은 무엇이냐? 저 역시 그것이 궁금합니다.
네, 안녕하세요 여러분. 방탄소년단 지민입니다. 지금 여기는 빌보드에 참석하기 위해서 지금 준비를 하고 있는 중인데 자, 준비하고 있는 멤버들의 모습들을 보여드리겠습니다.
오늘 좀 세련된데 형님? 자켓을 안 입으면 혹시 제 자켓이 무엇인지 아시는 분 있으신가요?
저희가 미국에 만약에 살았더라도 그분들을 자주 볼 수 있진 않을 거예요.
그죠.
콘서트에 가지 않은 예상이죠.
그죠.
그렇기 때문에 어떻게 이제 태어나서 딱 한 번 볼 수 있는 그런 기회라고 생각합니다. 네. 인사하고 뭐라고 할 거예요? 모습 앞에
이제 뭐 30분 후면 저희가 그 위에 있을 거예요. 만약에 무대를 했으면 진짜 떨렸을 것 같은데 레드카펫은 재밌게 즐기다 오려고요. 네? 떨릴 것 같다고? 아니, 떨리나 마는데 어디네요 오늘? 아직까지 잘 모르겠어요. 저희가 시작하는 거가 잘 몰라요. 오늘 레몬스터가 주인공이에요. 인터뷰를 리드를 해야 되기 때문에 떨립니다. 전 옆에서 계속 이런 레몬의 힘을 가져가서 이렇게 몸으로 막 해가지고 색으로 떨려요 지금. 옆에서
Whoa, yeah, good, yeah, BTS.
당연이라는 말이 참 무섭다. 기대와 바람은 우리가 성장하고 나아가는 속도보다 빠르게 높아지고 있다. 당연히 우리는 잘 해낼 거라 생각하고 대범해지기도 한다.
We are BTS.
야, today 잉글리시로만 톡하자. Trust us, trust us.
Trust us.
야, 너무 떨려.
이거 어떡해?
사람 많아.
My earbuds are kind of like closed out because BTS just got out of the limo. BTS is a showstopper. Like when you see BTS, you do a double take. There's so many of them.
I look at BTS and I think, okay, now this is going to be a show.
Your fans begged for you to be here tonight, and here you are.
The biggest K-pop group out right now. I'm surrounded by such good-looking men. Are you ready to become North American heartthrobs?
What is heartthrob?
Oh, heartthrobs are very good-looking guys that all the girls swoon over.
How controlled? I mean, the K-pop industry. I mean, are these guys, do they write their own stuff? How involved are they in their own career, their own lives? Or is it always a bit of a factor?
Yes, I mean, one of the prevailing notions of K-pop is that it's factory manufactured music, which is true to a large extent, but BTS is special because a lot of members actually do produce their music.
의심보다는 확신을 가질 때, 자만이 아닌 자신감으로 스스로를 가득 채울 때 수많은 관객의 눈과 귀, 마음을 사로잡을 수 있는 공연을 펼칠 수 있게 된다.
Here are the nominees for Top Social Artist presented by
Justin Bieber. Let's go, motherfucker!
I'm screaming in the background. I'm
sweating. I'm sweating.
I'm like shaking.
I'm so sick of fight. I never up against some strong competitors like Justin Bieber, Serena.
And the Billboard Music Award goes to BTS!
그날 상 받은 사람 중에 한화 중 가장 컸었으니까 근데 얘네 누구지 하고 처음 들어보고
People who don't understand K-pop don't understand the K-pop fandom is nothing compared to American fandom at all. And their fans do not play. In general, K-pop fans do not play. This picture is insane. Nobody had a chance.
Army, our fandom, thank you very much. You know, we still cannot believe that we're standing here on this stage at the Billboard Music Awards. Oh my gosh. And it is so great to see all the artists we admire and feel honored to be in this category with such great artists. Most importantly, this award belongs to the every people all around the world that shine the love and light on us by the millions and make BTS proud really everywhere.
You make us proud, so we're obviously going to repay you.
Please, Army, remember what we say. Love myself, love yourself. 정말 사랑하고 감사합니다. 더 멋진 방탄소년단 되겠습니다. Thank you, Billboard, for supporting us. Thank you.
진짜 통으로 올렸어. 와, 진짜 많다. 와, 빌보에 처음 봤습니다. 오 마이 갓. 대박이다. 축하해, 얘들아. 축하해. 축하한다, 야. 빌보 축하한다. 대박이야. 축하해, 얘들아. 축하한다, 남자 축하해. 고생했다, 진짜. 아, 진짜. 와, 이거 진짜 충격적이다. 아, 진짜 너무 추웠지만. 뭡니까? Billboard Top Social Artist Billboard Music Award BTS. 저 아직도 안 내려가요. 아직도 수상자 발표 전인 것 같아요. BTS 대박이네. 아주 진짜 너무 드라마나 이런 때도 너무 좋았지만 이제 발표 받고 이제 들어보고 나면 이거였는데 지금은 이게 안 끝나요, 이게. 그래서 진짜 감사합니다. 네, 감사하다는 이제 제일 중요한 진짜 이거 이제 시작인 것 같아요. 진짜 이제 시작이고 나태해질 것 같아서 계속 생각하면서 해야 될 것 같아요.
친구한테 연락 와서 외계인 같대요 저보고. TV 보는 느낌인데 그 TV 속에 우리가 있는 듯한.
한국에서 대상 받고 1등하면 우리가 여기까지 왔구나. 근데 이번에 상을 딱 받았을 때는 이게 뭐지? 이렇게 큰 상을 주시는데 받아도 마땅한가?
What is this? People are upset BTS won a Billboard Music Award because they are Asian.
Oh man, did racism ensue on Twitter.
Of course there's people throwing around racist jokes about these Asians in bowl cuts, these Asians wearing makeup, these Asians being gay because they're wearing makeup.
How did these Asians wearing makeup beat actual famous people?
Who are these Asian folks? BTS? I don't know who these Asians were. I don't understand what they said.
American is a melting pot, and that's the whole point. I do not understand what the racism is towards, what it's about.
You cannot throw racist terms around about our fans who won. That does not give you a right to be a bigot on the internet.
This is not just about BTS. I guess this is how some people view Asians, like we're not supposed to win shit.
It was definitely a rude awakening and reminder of the ongoing misrepresentation of Asians in America.
There is no Asian representation in American music. Let's just say it. It doesn't exist.
I was born in Seattle, and I lived there until I was 17. When I first went to Korea, I was like the outsider. And now I came back over here, and there's not many people like me. So now I feel like an outsider again. And so I'm like, oh man, I need to start making music in English. When I first made the transition, everybody's like, oh, who's this guy from this boy band trying to rap and do hip hop? All his lyrics suck. Everybody doubted me, everybody. You don't see a lot of Asian people just in like mainstream media in general. I mean, now you're starting to see more.
Here we go!
I'm Tiffany. I'm a new artist, and I'm being featured on stage and on campus. Tiffany, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm a new artist, but from the K-pop world. New York City! I have a ride!
Born and raised in Atlanta. I've been in Korea for about almost 8 years now. It's crazy to me that this Asian kid from Atlanta had to go to Korea to be back in Minneapolis.
That's so nuts.
To sing for a bunch of people.
I think now being in the industry and seeing that I'm actually being turned away because I'm Asian, I'm like, okay, I get it. Now that I'm in the system and I know what goes on, it's just like, kind of sad.
But you know, I enjoy the challenge. I like making what seems impossible possible.
방탄소년단이 오늘 오후 인천국제공항을 통해 귀국했습니다. 톱 소셜 아티스트 부분을 수상한 후 호주 시드니로 건너가 현재 진행 중인 해외 투어 일정을 진행했습니다.
You tour all over the place. What's the key to maintaining a strong social media base while you're in the process of touring all over the world?
You all have an online and social media following that is unbelievable. Can anybody explain how you do that?
이 뭡니까? 이 충격적인 리트윗 수와 이 유튜브의 뷰수는 도대체 어디서 나오는 겁니까? 그 얘기가 반이었어요, 인터뷰에. 어디서 나오겠습니까? 세계 각국의 아미분들이 우리들의 더 꿈을 이뤄내고자 아미분들이 많이 노력해 주셔가지고
팬분들 보고 자랑스러워 했으면 좋겠다고 얘기를 해주고 싶었어요. 당신들이 만들어준 상이니까.
Been trying to tell you this. I was supposed to tell you this.
여러분들이 꼭 자랑스러워 했으면 좋겠다고.
This is all for you.
둘, 셋. 저희 첫 번째 공식적으로 내는 팬송이에요. 그러다 보니까 좀 많이 애정이 남다르죠.
아미분들을 한 곳 한 곳 다 보려고 하거든요. 누구 하나 빠짐없이 따라 불러주시고.
너네 나의 돌이 내가 안 들어도 꿀이겠네. 너네 가슴 맘에 안 들어 안 봐도 비리온. 너네 힘없을 때 꿀인지 분명히 했을 텐데 너네 하는 짓들보니 조금 있으면 망하겠네. 이런 나 믿어줬어. 흰 눈물과 상처들을 감당해줬어. 나의 빛이 돼줬어. 화양 연화의 그 꽃이 돼줬어. 괜찮아.
이 상을 받을 것 같은 그런 느낌이 있었어요.
그랬어요? 아미를 믿은 거였구나.
느낌이 났어요.
느낌이 났어.
저 댓글로 하는 거 열심히 합니다.
면접 보러 가요? 화이팅!
내가 그린 거.
아미 여러분들이 제 마음속에 차지하는 부피가 되게 점점 커져갔습니다. 그래서 지금은 진짜 여러분들 없이는 못 살 것 같고요.
I just want to say that we would never take this glory and your love for just granted,
이제 너무 밀기만 해주시고, 밀기만 해주시지 말고 한번 저의 이제 손을 잡고 한번 따라와 주세요.
하나 둘 셋 하면 하나 둘 셋 하나 둘 셋 눈을 감은 하나 둘 셋 하나 둘 셋 눈을 감은 하나 둘 셋 하나 둘 셋 눈을 감은 둘 셋
I want you to see this. Look at your fans. At your fans.
Our fans in the U.S. I've heard that they've been waiting from yesterday morning.
We love Army. Army's our life, yeah.
제일 행복한 때가 그냥 무대에서 여러분들 얼굴 보는 거? 그게 말로 표현할 수 없는 게 되게 좋은 것 같아요.
They are really part of our group.
말로 표현할 수 없는 것 같아요. 특히나 저희가 둘셋 노래를 끝나고 나면 뒤이어서 따라 불러주세요. 노래가 끝났는데도 우리만을 위해서 이렇게 노래를 불러주시는 거잖아요.
보라색 아이고
이거 저희 이벤트에 준 거예요? 여러분 보라 색깔의 뜻이 뭔지 아세요? 보라색은 상대방을 믿고 서로 오랫동안 사랑하자라는 의미인데요.
셋. 하나, 둘, 셋.
이상적인 아티스트상? 이런 아티스트가 되고 싶다면?
이상적인 아티스트상은
웨딩이야 형하고 나는 이제 잘리는 뒤에 있었지.
나는 같이 나갔었어.
욕먹을까봐. 김남준으로서 있을 수 있는 시간이 너무 없었어요. 물리적으로. 저는 제가 음악을 하는 이유가 어떤 결과적으로 저도 제가 세상이 무섭고 내가 너무 슬프고 외롭고
StarCraft or League of Legends?
와우.
StarCraft.
Do you have a ritual?
That means like BTS.
Yeah. We'll put these on the website.
Can I just say something real quick? Nah, just that little ending segment, like for the next episode, like aspect of it, and I'm, obviously gonna wait to fully go into it when we react to it.
The RM part?
Yeah, definitely that RM part was just really, really, really touching. And just knowing how strong he has to be for everyone, and knowing that, like, he still has that responsibility to himself and just the weight of the world on you, because you're still so young, but you're still so mature and represent so much, and like I can't even imagine like that kind of weight on you constantly, and just to know like that those aspects are things that he does open up about is very bittersweet in a good way, because it's like I'm so glad to see him be transparent and open up about things like that. But at the same point, it definitely is like disheartening kind of just to know that they're doing those things. But the last thing I was really just going to say about the ending segment there was it's so funny seeing them have those moments where, funny in the sense of irony, of course, where Arn is like having a sad moment and trying to open up, talk about what represents something, and then the very next edit is their personality in the interviews and everything like that. For one, it's both balancing their duality as a group and everything, and how they're able to bring such light but also have like such hardships on them. But it also kind of made me think of the interview aspect of it, where I was just like, just as a thing with rap in general, like just for me as far as my gateway to learning other artists, it wasn't just about going back and finding one for myself. It was often interviews or anything like that, but it would be like Sway in the morning and like things of that nature, as far as like just when interviews were more about the person and then segue to the music. Like I feel like so if there was a platform like that for them in America, so much more people would be onto them. Because a lot of the people I found just with rap in general it wasn't just people who I liked their lyrics, like it would often be people you know nothing about. But then you're like, oh wow, they had to overcome this, they went through this, that's such a hardship, they talk about it in this album and they express it this way. The musicality of why they chose this kind of beat or this kind of sound, just the artistic conversations, people would have that put me on to some of my favorite artists. And then their favorite artists, would be, who influenced them, you go back and listen to them. I just wish people had that outlet for BTS. I guess just because if anyone had any idea of all the shit that they've been through and was just able to set aside the language barrier for just 3 songs, they would genuinely be put on to some of the best music that exists today, maybe ever.
Yeah, it's I guess with that, it's just kind of one of those things where, if I'm being fair, it might be like, I don't want to say like a lot of artists like that. It's just, I guess with the way everybody digests music, you kind of only have the opportunity of a song sometimes to catch people. And then from there, the song kind of has to be like the gateway to find other mediums and stuff like that. I definitely agree with you as far as like just kind of catching the interview and doing anything else. To my knowledge, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, with most Army who weren't here since day one, I'm assuming that a song happened to catch y'all. Whether it was Dope, I Need You, No More Dreams, DNA, Dynamite, Butter, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the list can go on. After your gateway song, initially you was like, what else is available? Then you probably tuned into a couple more songs. Then after that, it was just like, let me see an interview, or let me see like, a live performance or something, whether it's Kimmel or kind of, the carpool karaoke. Then you kind of like dove in. But I definitely agree with you. It's just people are missing out.
It's just a weird aspect when you see everything that they've been through and are going through in their music process, and it's just like, I don't know, questions like, if you could be a stuffed animal, which one would you be? You're just like, look, like.
I've tried to also change some of my wording, because when we first initially started like reacting and doing stuff, we used to be like, who should they, collab with, and what song would be like the song to like, do stuff. And I guess it was the way we were wording things. At this point, I'm not wording things in the sense of like, what can they do? I think they've done everything that they like can do. At this point, like you said, it's almost just like people would have to kind of hear the track, and then they'll fall in love with them the same way we fell in love with them. I definitely get how some questions could be irritating. Like the collab questions can be irritating. We ask because we just love the music, and from musicality want to know. But to kind of just be meeting somebody and the first thing you ask is like, do you guys write your own stuff? Do you guys, do stuff? Those typical questions that y'all asking anybody else here.
And that's basically what I was going to segue to, is just that aspect of the racism aspect of it. And I agree that not everything is inherently racism, as we talked about.
Because not to cut you off, bro, I was going to say that too, that sometimes, I'm a black man. I can admit that sometimes black people tend to use the racist card when everything isn't fully racist. Anybody who was tweeting saying like the North Korean tweets or anything, that was pure racism.
And that's exactly.
But some things aren't inherently like just kind of like full on racism. Some things are just people gatekeeping, or just things where like nobody, unless it was somebody they wanted in particular lanes, could be in lanes. It's like you was about to get into. It's a sticky subject, and sometimes everything is situational, and you need context to know what was going on.
It's a strange like kind of paradox in a sense, because it comes from a stigma of, I've never seen this before, this is abnormal to me, this is different to me, therefore I need to know the reason for it. And in trying to search a reason, even if it comes from a genuine place of like, how did they do this? How did they beat out Bieber? No, I've never heard of them in my life. Like, what is this? It walks that very thin line of, I'm trying to get information, but at the same point I'm backing and complimenting their success and everything. And again, gatekeeping. And it's sad to see, but even if people aren't as, I guess my thing is, I'm happy in a sense that people are willing to try to learn, like to try to open as far as like, what is this, what's going on, how did this kind of come about, but, the tweets that were straight up on Twitter, and granted, yes, it's social media, people of that level of celebrity status, they probably get death threats every single day. People hate them for no reason. People will just wake up wanting to hate.
And in fairness, and I say that in the sense of like, I think like the trolls are trolls, and I think honestly they'll troll and just kind of hate anything. I'm pretty sure a majority of those tweets might have even came from like burner accounts and other stuff. And the people who were bold enough to kind of, have big followings and tweet from like their account and stuff like that, shame on y'all. Like you said, Kurt, to try to understand something is one thing. We did that with Blackpink, where we was like, we see billions of views on particular videos and everything, and we weren't trying to bash anybody or doing anything. We just asked like, well, could y'all explain to us, what the history was with it, how they got their mass following, what do they do that's different than other people, and things of that nature. For people to kind of be the first thing you jump to when you see them is, the makeup comments. for starters, everyone wears makeup. Like
Celebrities wear makeup
all the time. We work in the film like industry and stuff like that. Everybody has makeup on. So like that's and regardless, I don't see how how that would have been anything kind of just to say in general.
It's different to you, but does that make it wrong?
Yeah, it just felt like a weird comment. The bowl cut thing sounded like a weird comment. We live in America. Everybody's hair is any different style of braids, dreads, like you said, fucking mullets, like you know what I mean. Just all types of different things. So
the thing that I think hurts me most about that is and I'm not making this like a thing about film or anything like that, but even in films like these moments, you know, we talked about that in the Jackson Wang video, Leave Me Loving You, where it's like where there's moments of height of happiness and it's subverted with that extreme sadness or that reveal. And I'm just, for some ever reason, that juxtaposition of tones, like when they clash, it just makes everything erupt so much more because it's you're completely 180 flipping your emotions. But all that to say, the Asian community in particular celebrating that win, to then see all that backlash must have took like the height of heights. Like we're finally changing, we're learning, we're growing. You know, we're making a statement. You know, our idols, they worked so hard, they finally got some recognition. All that height of happiness just flipped completely on its head from the backlash of it.
Yeah, and I hope it was a situation where they don't see as much of the hate. Like I said, they just kind of either ignore it or just kind of let like Big Hit kind of handle anything, because obviously, you know, they just dropped the announcement like on the joint last time, the whole like, you know, we're suing people left and right. People have already been like sued and had to pay stuff and did stuff like this year. So
and it is such a like it hits twice, 3 times, 5 times as hard for BTS in particular, because now the community, your fan base, ARMY, especially those of, you know, Asian descent, you're looking up to BTS, and then you're seeing BTS win, and then you're happy about it. You know, it's like the joy of your life to see that achievement. Then for them to get bullied, now you're either trying to defend them, or even worse, you feel inadequate yourself, you know, being of that community. Like, well, if, you know, my idols are getting made fun of for all this stuff, then, you know, what can I, you know, just all the self-worth and just things. And then ARMY, even aside from that, and then BTS rather, having to take that pain and try to send more positivity. And it's just, it's such a thin line and hard line to walk. And again, I know they're men in their own right, but they are still so young at this point to have that weight on them, and then to have that responsibility to, you know, flip everything to be positive. And I just admire their maturity and their humility the entire time. And, you know, I hope that issues like this, you know, whether it be now, in the past, in the future, don't have to weigh down, you know, people as far as their own self-worth.
yeah, and what I will say too is that I guess the bad thing and the thing that because you know, people always tell us like ARMY is to protect BTS, and at this point now I feel like we've been protectors, and you know what I mean, we go to bat for them, and I would seriously like hurt somebody over them. It kind of I guess hurts when you see them kind of like get double whammied, and I mean that in the sense of let's call a spade a spade. Like, you know, they left the SK market to approach the American market because they wanted global domination. They wanted to be able to come. They won the Billboard here. The goal essentially is for them, like, you know, get a Grammy here because they deserve it, regardless of how anybody feels about like the Grammys or anything else. They deserve a Grammy more than almost anyone else.
And even what Bang had said about the mentality of that, as far as the social media, like, oh, did you deserve this, or did you deserve the nomination, the following, the things that you achieved? He's like, listen, we know like our worth. We're setting out to.
He had the metric.
Exactly.
We were number one on the charts. You know what I mean? For 60 of the 65 weeks that it was charting.
Just ingraining that kind of mentality of like, you guys are, you know, as humble as they are. It's like, don't forget your worth. Know that you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Me saying all that just to say, like, they left the market that, you know what I mean, that they dominated already to go out and basically to reach heights that other SK artists haven't, like, reached. Like you said, they had their Billboard Award, they deserved their Grammy and everything else. I just feel like from the videos that we're watching, and mind you, most of the videos have been aimed to show us kind of hate. So it's like you're getting hated on by SK companies, some of the idols and stuff like that. Some fan bases there and everything else. You join the American market. As soon as you come in here, it is some xenophobia, some like, you know, just the backhand compliments, and then just the irritating questions of people trying to get to know you. So it's like you're being attacked on all four fronts, and the
Just
only
like
people.
Jay Parkin said, where you feel like you're so foreign in a sense that you don't really belong anywhere. It's like,
Yeah, so it's like you being, all I have to say, like, it's like you're getting attacked on all fronts, and the only people who there who really can combat you outside of, you know what I mean, the label and everything is Army. So it's just, and I've seen artists, like, some artists are problematic in the sense of, like, they do shit, kind of like throw a rock, hide their hand, and then when people come for them, it's like, well, I didn't do anything, and it's like, come on, you kind of was starting shit. BTS literally doesn't really do anything at all. You know, y'all can, you know, talk about the misogynistic lyrics or other stuff.
I was
like
gonna say,
shit.
even if you boil it down to that, they have taken steps
to
come back.
garner, like, you know, like, and like I said, I didn't think that was problematic.
I didn't think it was either, but I'm saying, like, even if that was a gripe of someone,
we fixed it. In fact, I think you're going overboard to fix it. Like, where you kind of doing, like, you know, just too much due diligence. You know what I mean, with a group of their cloth and with their integrity and with their, you know, cachet and pedigree. But it's just like it. That's when I get bothered the most. All I have to say, that's when I get bothered the most, really, when people aren't being problematic at all, and like you're literally bothering them. They bust their ass, worked, and did everything they had to do to make it to the billboards. Went in there, they fucked the red carpet up, you know, had people like, oh my God, who are these style, you know, these visuals, and these guys are talented, et cetera, just to win the award, and then still have people kind of like talk shit and do everything else and stuff, and they don't deserve it. And another thing too, just shout out to RM, just because before I forget the point earlier when they were segueing into the other thing. Some people who lead some of these groups, when it comes to whether it's interviews, staying strong when you win, staying strong when you lose, I barely see bro have opportunities to cry and do particular things. Like, he's still a human at the end of the day. So for him to like kind of man like every interview and be talking and, you know, being able to speak, still trying to integrate the group and letting them talk and like have their fun, and just kind of keep his level of class, poise, and a certain. You can tell when RM is at these interviews, he makes sure BTS has a certain type of a swag, or like kind of just like, you know, like, no, hold on, we're BTS, like, you know what I mean? And it's just kudos to him, because it could have been opportunities where like they won the award, he froze up there or just was crying or doing anything else. He fights through all that just to kind of still get their shit off and
you
do
still
everything
gotta
else.
say that message that like the whole world is watching me. I have the opportunity to really say who we are, what we represent, or anything like that, and you still, through the midst of everything being so frozen for you in that moment, where it just doesn't feel real, it feels like a dream, and you still compose yourself enough to give an amazing speech like that, and at the same point embrace the feeling with everyone, and then just seeing them all backstage. And maybe it's the filmmaker head in me, but especially the first person kind of point of view camera, like it really felt like you were just
It felt like I was in the middle with them.
Yeah, like you're the eighth member and you're just in the group. Like it felt so cathartic.
It's been a while.
It was well deserved.
Yeah, another thing too is just like the
also with Church being
man, y'all should have been put us on that track, man.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade again. Most of our following, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Patreon and everything, is Army. Army, you know what I mean, is kind of one of the first fan bases that integrated us into the K world. It was my segue of getting back into K-pop. So without Army, BTS, and everything else, this channel wouldn't have been made. We wouldn't be talking or doing anything else and stuff like that. We wouldn't be going to Vegas or doing anything. So,
and I owe all that to you as well.
Just listen, brother, we had to grow together. Thank you. Though, but all that to say, like, you know what I mean, it's, I guess one of the main components when I like started this channel and was picking everyone to be on here and everything is I wanted us to kind of carry ourselves how BTS carries themselves. Just the whole, our work ethic, like, you know, staying up whether it's 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to make sure our Redeemer Army is like cool, like, you know what I mean, or just creating a community for everyone to like love each other, and even if people go back and forth, at the end of the day, everything is all love. Even on here, when we go back and forth with each other and everything, I could shake someone's hand during the reaction, or I just leave whatever animosity or anything was just there, you know what I mean, to just be let off. So it's just, I love watching BTS because it's just doubling down, I guess, on like what we do here and stuff like that, and it's very motivational. And just I guess if you see them working hard and see them like going through trials and tribulations and they're able to kind of overcome those things, it makes me feel like if they're working 1,000%, the least I can do is work 100%. And then just even like some of the other messages, I'm not gonna run like on a super tangent, but just even times where how can I explain this? I don't want to get too deep into things, but just even times when I'm like feeling low or I'm just feeling like not my best self, it's just it's good to like put things on this BTS content that it kind of gets you out of like those funks and stuff all like that. So all that to say that like BTS has played like an integral part in everything that we do here and just everything in my life now currently, trying to like even things out and stuff like that. So like they're really special to me.
And I would definitely double down on those points as well, just to basically say, you know, I can certainly, and exactly what Shook had said, ironically, I mean, that was one of the big reasons he became, you know, my bias, even though I did reserve judgment as best I could to kind of, you know, really.
We kind of knew since day one.
It was incredibly special for me, but basically everything, you know, the pin-up aggression, the hardships, the holding everything back and then just releasing it in your art form. You know, I try to do that pen to page as best I can, or just in general when I'm with you guys, like any kind of, you know, artistic endeavor. Like that's, you know, like that's my element. You know, that's where I feel most of myself. And just seeing that in him. Granted, early on I didn't know it was with the piano, though I 1,000% appreciate it and see that now. But just that stood out to me so much. So hearing him say, you know, basically I didn't really have that purpose until, you know, essentially I was recruited for BTS. I didn't have that quite same, you know, like that gave me a real direction in life. And echoing that with here, you know, the film journey and especially, you know, reacting and everything and just, you know, meeting and engaging with all of our amazing, you know, redeemers and everything like that, like just, you know, that has 1,000% given me a serious purpose. And I can't thank you all enough for that. All that to say, those aspects, as far as relating everything to yourself and trying to embody a better message, like, I felt like there was the core seeds within me as far as being that person, but it didn't feel like it was watered anywhere other than when I met you guys with film, because I didn't know anything with film. You know, Philly's a rough area. There's not a lot of people you just kind of got to thug everything out here. And
if you run into people who like shit you like, then you
know. Yeah, and it's just, you know, I never felt like I had to turn a part of myself off, you know, with you guys, whether it was with movies and writing and all that stuff, or, you know, especially in reacting as well. So all that to say is just, you know, what BTS has meant to us, what this journey has meant to us.
To be back in Minneapolis.
I can't thank you.
To sing for a bunch of people.
Also too, I think while they talking about it and stuff like that, I love the inclusion of Jay Park in them.
100%.
In here, just trying to give some of our favorite SK artists are from America. Like we're born here, or just even born like in other places and stuff, and then went to Seoul, and then you know what I mean. I find it maybe amazing isn't the word. Let me share like probably a little story. I think I can gauge what's going on here because let me not get too personal.
Go off if you need to.
So let's say like let's use being black for an example. In America, sometimes you'll have racist white people say things in the sense of like, go back to Africa. Well, even if that was the case, essentially, I can't go back to Africa. Reason being and stuff is that I'm African American. I'm not accepted over there anymore. I'm looked at as American, so I would be ostracized if I went over there and made fun of, depending on which region I'm in or anything else.
You feel alienated, even in something that may seem as though
a home country.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those situations where it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if you stay here, which is kind of where I've been born and raised at and stuff like that, I'm ostracized, and if I leave or go anywhere else, it's kind of the same thing. I have Chinese friends who are Chinese American, like just straight up all Chinese American. They can't go back to China really. They're looked at as Chinese Americans, which is a look down. Like you're not as cultured, you can't be here, etc., etc. So you could potentially fall into like these categories where you're from, but you don't feel like you don't belong here.
And the strange thing about that, I'm not cutting you off or anything, just a brief segue, was that's why I think the art aspect of everything resonated so much with me personally, at least. Not to the same extent with you, of course. Just similar. But all that to say is just that that's where you felt most at home, where accepted was in the art, and that's where you put 110% of yourself into. Even if you don't feel you belong to a particular, creed or nation or religion or just any of those kind of aspects, you just like, there's so much more to what it means to be human, I guess, again, you get savvy, than just those, surface level things.
Yeah, and I agree 1,000%. And that was my segue too, was that all that being said, regardless if you feel like you're not wanted or anything else, I feel like when the talent is there, the talent stands the test of time. Because at the end of the day, what Jay Park and what everyone else after him was talking about was, regardless if I left or I came here, once the talent was there, now that talent can be anywhere almost. So it's just like, regardless if it feels like you're kind of like outside of here or anywhere else and stuff like that, when you shine, it ain't much people can do kind of to dim your lights, especially when you're positive, when the talent is good and everything kind of is clicking on like all cylinders and stuff. So I guess that's how I be feeling with BTS. I feel like they're bigger than hate at this point. When people do hate, I feel like Army will do the necessary things to protect them. Big Hit, Hive, and everybody, as far as the label goes, will do everything necessary to protect them. And there is no amount of xenophobia, hate, or anything else I think that you can do to stop their light from shining, because I think at the end of the day, their talent will proceed anything that's hate. They kind of will knock down any doors or barriers because they already have. We just, today is we're kind of just leaving off of Grammy night and stuff like that, so we've seen everything that happens there. Newsflash, Army, BTS will be back. They'll be they'll be nominated again, and I know some people will be like, just stop even going, y'all, and everything. Sometimes, just because you didn't win at anything, or just because things seem like it isn't fair, you shouldn't pack everything up and just go home. I'm real big on sometimes just staying the course, doing you, and everything will work itself out. So I know right now a lot of people are going to be angry at the Grammys and kind of, not want them to do certain things. Just let BTS continue to cook. It will work out for them in the long run. They will get their Grammy. They will get the recognition that they deserve. And I just think we just need to have their back and continue to let them rock how they want to rock. That's my opinion personally.
No, and just to piggyback off that is basically, even if you just think of the louder than mom situation, no matter how much the noise it is, we're gonna keep singing. We're gonna keep, shining our light through the midst of, whatever proverbial war there is. And that light is ultimately gonna shine brighter than anything. And whether it's, Army basically saying, we're gonna stream your shit, we're gonna make it trend number one, we're gonna show the world that you deserve this. That's all amazing. And even if it's on BTS's side of like, we're just gonna keep making music, because even if you didn't, being from Philly, Rocky, you didn't win the fight, but you got the attention of somebody who's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. And that always means more in any sports story, I feel like, than just the proverbial title. But I know how much it means to them from how they talk about it and how much they want it. And I only hope that hunger is something that fuels their artistic endeavors rather than something that detracts from anything as far as like how they feel. Yeah, that was basically what I was saying.
Two things. One, great analogy. Just because Rocky lost in the first movie, spoiler alert, but in the second movie he won. Right there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But in the second movie he won. Another thing too is that I think, if anything, something like this that's a quote unquote loss for them will be motivation. Whether it's for another track this year that'll kind of be, I guess, like, the Grammy nominated probably track for next year, whether it's for an album. And I think ironically it's in their DNA to be kind of like fighters. And for them, yeah, exactly. Just kind of, I can see RM, Sugar, and like the guys just kind of being like, we didn't win, bet. Guys, we in the studio next week. Let's enjoy it. Well, in 3 weeks, like let's wrap up everything that we got to do as far as interviews. Let's get our concert. Let's kill it for Army with the concert. Right after that, we're locking in. We're gonna do another CD, and we're, I can see, like, you know what I mean. It's beauty in a loss sometimes. Yeah. Let me even rephrase that. I don't take particular things as losses. I just take things like as lessons and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I can really just see them taking this and just using this for fuel for the fire, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's something cool you do.
Last little thing I really just wanted to add was I definitely love the aspect, and it was a really small moment. They didn't really draw like too much attention to it, but it was just something that with newfound knowledge meant more, I suppose, was I hadn't known necessarily that when V joined BTS that he had moments where he was also kind of really sad or depressed or whatever, because they would go to fan meets and no one knew him. People would walk right by him, not send him fan mail, all those bunches of letters that go to everyone, which, and again, another side note, it was amazing RM, acknowledging that someone like, oh, you got a job interview today, like, I hope that worked out. Just the humanity between them is always something that shines through.
And it don't feel like bullshit neither.
Never. But all that to say, basically, to see V, like, high five by fans and just people accepting and loving him, it just, it was something that definitely resonated a little bit.
Which is crazy. Me personally, I can legit see why every single person would have someone who, like, has them as a bias.
Yeah.
Like, I think all of them are unique enough, talented enough, and like visually, like, they're enough, stylistically they're enough for someone to like every single one of them. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not even joking. Literally did it in the Discord. I see aspects of myself in every single one of them, and it's so authentic and relatable that you can't help but want them to succeed, want them to grow, want them to, and even aside from the art, just see them happy, Like, and I know I didn't see the performance yet, as far as anything, at least at this present time of the recording. But I bet they were just so happy to be on stage, so happy to have J-Ho's back, JK back, everything. Hopefully Jin's hand is healing or his finger is healing. Just seeing them all together and happy and embracing each other. That is a light that's going to shine brighter than any Grammy or award ever could.
Okay. which is I'm not gonna run on a tangent. To me and Kurt probably been talking for a minute. Y'all love it though. Also, one of the first times ever in a group that I actually did like stan like the entire group. Yeah, all that to say, essentially, like I get why somebody would stan like every single one of them. So the V thing was kind of like corny. That bro wasn't getting mail, but I'm pretty sure now he's getting flooded with so much mail he can't respond to everything. But yeah, anything else from there, bro?
No, I just love that they have such a relationship with Army that everything feels so pure and validated as far as like all the hardships. Like I forget exactly which member had said it, but I'm sure it's something that all of them do feel. It was basically just that when we're going through these hardships, when we're going through these hard times, it might have been JK actually, that when I'm on stage or when I'm with Army, when I'm integrating that kind of setting, that's when it's all worth it. That's when every struggle we've ever had is like being validated, you know? Whether it be that self-love, that, you know, it's just such on an artistic level, but then also on a much higher personal level, and everything, and, you know, just the marriage that they have is just so inseparable.
Yeah, nah, it's beautiful. I've really never seen this much cohesiveness with a group ever in my life. At some point, it seems like whether it's record labels, whether it's people's own minds or fans, there's some type of parity in groups, and people tend to kind of just either alienate, ostracize each other, or just do things to connivingly like break up.
Yeah.
But BTS, it seems to be so much level of care, fun, professionalism, and family, just kind of all balled like into one. And they do enough for them to stand out as individuals, but enough for them to be collective together as a unit. I've just never seen anything like this in my entire life, and probably never will see anything like this again. I'm excited and can't wait to see them live. It's been, I felt like maybe over a decade since I've paid to see anybody. So this is like kind of like another big step for me. Is this your first concert?
I've been to Susquehanna Bank Center over in Jersey, little things like little country XTV type concerts, and those were just things that friends invited me to that I happened to go. But I was on a class trip to Florida on a plane for the first time, but outside of that, I've hardly traveled at all. And doing this journey, and now we're going to Vegas all of a sudden, and seeing them, it's just like, it's really surreal.
And we literally kind of uprooted everything that we doing here to kind of go to the West Coast, like to go see them. So it's a big step for us, and I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to link up with some of y'all that's gonna be there for that weekend. I'm gonna send you guys a lot of love. We're gonna be vlogging and doing stuff while we're out there too. So just thank you. Yeah, I think I can't say it enough. Like I said, it's almost every time I start talking about our relationship with y'all, I get like a little emotional just because the support from you guys, like I said, has been some of the best support I've ever gotten from anything, and I'm pretty sure just us as a collective have gotten. You guys teach us so much. You guys are just helping us with this K journey, and you guys are literally like the best part of our week. I'm at a job, really, if I'm being like, you know, transparent with y'all, I'm currently working like at a job that I hate, just to kind of sustain and like make sure things are run float with my company and other things. But just being able to kind of talk to you guys, being able to react with my brothers, and being able to listen to dope content and just kind of dive into like this BTS journey is godsend. You guys always say BTS comes into your life when you need it the most. I thank God that they found me and found us, and that, you know, we're able to link with you guys and just have fun and do like this content. And I can't wait like to just do so much more content. I swear to God to you guys, like it's gonna be content that I have in the works for us that I think nobody else is doing on YouTube. Things that I think will be fun for you guys, conversations and just things that I don't think no one has ever presented to Armin or any other fan base. And I appreciate you guys for being at the beginning of this journey, because we're just getting started. This is nothing.
And just as a little side note to piggyback off that, I mean, even from the inception of this channel, like the very beginning of everything, you know, we had audio issues, we had, you know, just, you know, whether, like we used, you guys seeing our videos, you didn't turn off from us. You kept coming back and just listening and wanting to hear, wanting to see us grow. And even if you found us later and then just went back and saw, how much the growth has been there for us, but that's all been because of you guys first and foremost. And using that as a brief analogy, I definitely hope that in the future people are, open, the openness that you've shown to us in our journey and our channel. But yeah, all that basically just to say that you've been with us from the beginning, the inception of our journey and everything, and watched us grow. And we hope that same ability is out there for BTS as well, as far as people who may hear a song that may be too Americanized for them, like Butter, Dynamite, or whatever. And I love those songs, don't get me wrong, but it's just the artistry that they have is just that's literally the tip of the iceberg, and it shows that people are willing to wait and witness a journey. It's out there, but you just gotta go through that process. And basically the only reason I'm bringing that up is just because how much of a metaphor that journey has been for us in our channel. And this is only just the beginning. We're here for a long run for you guys.
With that being said, Army, drop what y'all want in the comments, man. The MMA stuff, it is coming, y'all. I just wanted to wait till after we were done the concert I want the MMA stuff to be special, if I'm being honest with y'all. I feel like that deserves...
Treat it with the characters.
Yeah, those, as much as y'all been wanting those, I feel like those deserve an hour or two of our attention by itself. So that stuff is coming. I just want to treat it with care. Like I said, just the content that's going to be dropping and stuff for this month, I'm going to try to feed y'all as much as we can. Be prepared for those vlogs, man. I don't want us to get too crazy in Vegas, but we should be dropping some fun content from there. Hashtag Redeemers also, let us know if y'all going to be out there. We definitely want to link meet and greet. Come slide on us. I'll buy you a drink or we'll get some food or something. Buy a bunch of pizzas or something. We'll all link up. But other than that, we love you guys to death. We'll holler at y'all. Love y'all. Peace.